Greetings. Welcome back to Beaver Branch Disc Golf Adventures. I am Brian Morris, a member of Trilogy Talk Team and Under Par Apparel. Please check them out. Use Morris22 for Trilogy Talk orders and get a discount at checkout. Today, we have the Lucid Ice Orbit Trespass. It's a beautiful looking disc. If you like pink, but you can see it's got some nice waves in there. This is the misprinted edition. The turn on here is incorrect. The Trespass comes in at a speed 12 glide 5, turn of negative 0.5 and a fade of 3. We're gonna check it out versus the Supreme Trespass, which I know is a completely different mold because it's in the Supreme or Royale Grand plastic. This has different flight numbers as well. I'll put them up here. It is a 12, 5, negative 0.5, and a 2 according to the Dynamic Disc website. We're also going to toss in a base Lucid here, freshie. These two are both 173s, and this is a 175. Let's look at their profiles and then take it out to the field. And here goes nothing. Side-by-side comparison of the Lucid Ice Orbit on the left and your standard Lucid on the right. EMAC said that these Lucid Ice Orbits came out a little less stable than your standard Lucid. Here you have the Supreme Trespass, which is a different mold, but it's pretty close. The specifications will pop up here in a minute. There's some slight differences in rim diameter and a couple other areas. You can see there's a lot more dome on the Lucid Ice Orbit. There's your specs if you want to pause it and take a look at it. We're going to start off as always with the hyzer release. And we are going to go with the Lucid Ice Orbit, then your standard Lucid Trespass. Both of these are the same weight. And those are at 173. And your Supreme is a 175 gram. And that's the order that we're going to go in for the video here. Standard hyzer release, they all landed in the same vicinity. You can see that Lucid Ice Orbit got a little bit further and a little bit further to the left on that particular throw. Here's your anhyzer release. Trying to get it over, force it over. This is a 12-speed driver. A little bit easier to throw than a lot of other distance drivers. You'll see throughout this video the Lucid, the regular Lucid is the most stable out of the three. The Supreme is the least stable of the three, and I would say that the Lucid Ice Orbit kind of falls right between the two. More towards the Supreme stability. Here we are on a flat release. We do a couple flat releases, trying to get that comparison to see if we can get the flight numbers. I wasn't necessarily feeling like I could throw very hard today, but I tried to stay consistent. And like I said, that Lucid consistently faded a lot more. Definitely has that fade of 3. And I think in my other video I might have messed up on the fade on the Supreme, but today I definitely could detect that it was less stable than the Lucid. And that Orbit you could almost say is a 2.5 with the fade, ending up kind of right between the two on most of the throws. Here we're going to go flat, low, straight, or line drive. Trying to keep it real low, straight, See if I can get 3 consistent drives here. Here's your Lucid. And we know it's going to fade. I have 2 Lucid Trespasses 171s that are just nice and seasoned and broken in, and they're easy to flip up. Don't have to throw them very hard to get a lot of distance. And I feel like that Supreme Trespass might replace those after throwing them today. Here's your spread. That Lucid was on the left there. This is the Lucid Ice Orbit, and then the surprising distance out of the Supreme there. Lastly, we're going to go forehand here. Just trying to get kind of a flat flex release. EMAC mentioned in his video that he liked the forehand, the Lucid Ice Orbit. Also tossed it out there that it was a little bit less stable than the Lucid, which I'm finding here. And here is the Supreme. Supreme got a really nice little snap there. I threw it a little bit higher than the rest. Well, these 3 distance drivers are all on the kind of beginner distance driver level, which is about my arm speed. Definitely worth a throw, and a little bit lighter, maybe a 168, 169 might be even better. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.